Good, y'all. Ya Clout Podcast live every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry about the little tardiness. Had something coming away, but it's all good. We here. It's your boy Mike Sears as always, and I got my right hand with me. By the ways of Northern Ireland, the homie Vibe Crack in the building.
Yeah, what's up, everyone?
It's good, y'all. And yeah, man, big one for me personally. Today, the album we'll be reviewing is Noreaga N.O.R.E. The acronym is Niggas on the Run Eating, of Capone and Noreaga fame, 1998. July 7th, 1998 is the actual release date. So we'll be celebrating 25 years of N.O.R.E's debut album. And for me, if y'all watched the War Report episode, y'all know how much early N.O.R.E means to me. That 97 to 2000 time frame is just phenomenal. After that, he just got garbage, reggaeton. And I'll be honest, I don't like N.O.R.E anymore now. Like now he's just fucking annoying. I can't stand him. I don't like Drink Champs. But I'm honest, man. Like N.O.R.E from that time period is one of my favorite rappers of all time. And he is tied between my best friend, Raymond Santiago, man. Ray always marked out because they had the same last name. And they're both black and Puerto Rican and Nigga Ricans. My cousin Holly is Nigga Rican, so, had a vibe towards that. And he would just love N.O.R.E. Then my nigga Hector that passed in late 2021 was a big N.O.R.E. fan of that era, too. We used to rap sometimes off the Melvin Flint album together, the whole War Report album, this album. So, yeah, N.O.R.E. means a lot to me. Early Noreaga means a whole gang a lot to me. So, yeah, man. So I got, how I got into Capone Noreaga. I said it on the War Report review, but this album, I seen the video for N.O.R.E on that fucking, I think it was Rap City, and then I would see it on that fucking independent channel that I always talk about that I can't remember for the life of me. I can't remember the name, and they play that like clockwork, and I love it. He's in he gets in the jail bus and shit, all cuffed up, dope as fuck. I busted in the video making a cameo. I seen that a lot, and then gotta mention the rise of Super Thug. Like that was huge. The bitches loved it. The hood niggas, like everyone loved that shit. It was a big one in the school. Niggas walking the hallways going, what, Just legendary shit, bro. Yeah, man. So this album is a lot to me. Criminally underrated, in my opinion. We're gonna get into that, but that's my introduction to N.O.R.E. How about you, Vod?
Yeah, I know with Noreaga in general, I first heard him in maybe not his best era, the kind of Def Jam era. I call it like the Def Jam Vendetta era, like 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
So around that time, he had Nothing and Grimy. Those were the two big singles off that.
I'll be honest, they're absolute fucking heat rock stuff.
Yeah, those songs are cool. Yeah, I never heard that whole album. My understanding is that it's not a good album.
Oh, it's fucking dog shit. I hate it.
Yeah, such a shame because I remember those songs being pretty big over here, and like I said, knowing him from being in Def Jam Vendetta, and as far as the album that we're going to talk about today, the N.O.R.E album, the title track is on Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories, so that would have been my first introduction to hearing something off this album, and then. As far as me getting this album, it was only about 5-6 years ago when I picked it up. I remember getting the War Report first and then getting N.O.R.E afterwards. But yeah, I think the two albums are great kind of companion pieces with each other for sure.
They are. I think about Camo. I think about Timberlands. I think about Puerto Ricans because that's my whole crew back then. Half of them, baseball bats, Scullies. Butterfly knives, being a knucklehead, chilling in Maple Gardens projects all fucking day. Like, this is hood shit. I lived it. Like, this album means a lot to me. A whole lot to me.
Yeah, I think this album captures 1998 in such a way that not many other albums from that year can. It reeks of 98 in a good way,
Yeah, when I think of this, I think of Summer 98, which was Moment of Truth, Capital Punishment, Aquemini, a gang of No Limit albums, my cousin Nisha and Jason coming down, Jason rocking his big Dookie gold chain and buying us fucking bunch of food and shit. Just having a blast that summer '98, man. Watching Sunday Night Heat, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
Yeah,
and
obviously
I
DMX and stuff. Yeah.
DMX definitely. When I started buying actual CDs, not tapes no more. Yeah, summer '98 was huge, man. Huge. Capital Punishment, if I haven't mentioned that, but yeah, niggas waiting on this review, bro. Shout to Blade. Shout to Resin. Yeah, man. Oh, so excited for this. So we get Noreaga N.O.R.E, the debut album from N.O.R.E, 1998. So we get the intro. You know, N.O.R.E just saying his album is out now. Gives a shout out to Capone. His partner in rhyme was locked up. He says the album is for the streets. That's all. You know, short and sweet. Nothing really to fucking go home about.
Yeah, as far as like intros go, this is sort of ranked somewhere in the middle for me. It's not like whack, it's not like a skipper, but
Yeah.
it's not anything incredible either. It's sort of just there. And yeah, like you said, he just kind of sets up what the album's about, and it's got kind of like a piano kind of vibe over the top of it, kind of sets the stage for the album. But yeah, you know that there's going to be like a bang coming with track 2. Basically, it's leading
Ooh,
up to
wait.
something.
Oh yeah, my guy. Banned from TV, featuring Nature, Big Pun, The Locks, and Cameron. In my opinion, one of the greatest hip hop posse cuts of all time. I truly love this. Nature sets it off lovely, you know. I love the line where Nature says, "I get pussy with my father's features, puff heavily, see me at 6'1", weigh a buck 70." He killed that shit. Also love that choking niggas like I'm Spreewell line, you know.
Hmm.
Latrell Sprewell, you know, choked his coach in 9-7, and Latrell is my middle name, so shout out to Latrell Sprewell. Shit's fire, bro.
Nice.
You know, yeah. And he came more than correct on that, you know. Nature killed it. And a Big Pun. Jesus Christ. In my eyes, the show stealer, you know, body bags this joint. Disrespect and watch your body caving. Pump the shoddy gauging. He your shorty while she potty training. Shit hard as fuck, bro. He's like, hey, yo, I hold niggas ransom for money like Johnny Handsome. Been southern niggas so long, I think I got a grandson. That nigga Pun was different in '98, bro. That's fucking crazy. He just slaughtered that, you know?
From another planet or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like Sean Price said, Pun ain't from this earth, this planet, bro. You from Earth.
Hmm.
You know, Pun owned that. And then Cameron comes on, does his thing. Jadakiss and Styles P come on the track and just go back and forth and just annihilate it. The weed's so strong they gotta put it in glass jars. Love that. The N.O.R.E ends it off with his unorthodox flow. He gets real disrespectful on niggas that want to do a collab with him. Says he wouldn't even do the joint if the homie's girl ran a train on all his niggas. He still ain't doing this shit, bro. Just fire. Y'all niggas like extra skin on my dick, you know? Oh, man. Yeah. Man from TV is a fucking heat rock. Like, I never been to the tunnel in New York, but I know niggas are getting stomped out and robbed if they play this shit. Shit's crazy good, man. I love Man from TV. Ill.
Yeah, definitely. And this is the second single off the album as well. And yeah, I mean, what a great way to kick off the album. Production wise, from Swizz Beats on here, and it's
Oh, thank you.
kind of like a triumphant kind of beat. You know what I mean? Got kind of like the
Yeah.
horns coming in, and yeah, I mean, it's just a great posse cut, great way to kick off the album, like you said. I mean, Big Pun's verse is just unbelievable. He definitely steals the show, you know. I love where he says, you know, I ain't playing, I'm truly the worst. He'll be the first to get his whole body fully reversed. Uzi your hearse, leave you double dead and bubble head. I love that.
I
Listen to nothing my mother said. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Big Pun's just absolutely phenomenal on that. And yeah, I was reading earlier on that you know, Pun wasn't supposed to be on that. He kind of bullied his way onto the track. And yeah, I was reading earlier on that I was just doing some research, you know. Sometimes before doing the show, I just quickly, you know, have a look and see if I can find anything. And yeah, I was on the Wikipedia page for the banned from TV, and it said that N.O.R.E. basically said that Big Pun wasn't supposed to be on it, and the quote says, actually, Pun bullied his way on there. I had Nature on there, and Pun was in the studio. I went to take a shit, and Pun snuck himself on there. I wanted to erase Pun's verse because he violated, but I never did because that was my brother, So I guess he was kind of mad, but he did that like on the fly. But like, how could you delete that? It's such a good verse,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he was a little nigga back then. Like he looked up to Pun and shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and of course, we covered Capital Punishment, and they both, were killing it on that too,
Oh yeah, you
So
came up, my nigga. That's a
you came up,
resume. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, Big Pun's verse is phenomenal, but everyone else does their thing, Nature, like I know like Nature isn't like the most popular guy in the world, but I think his verse was dope, yeah, he came correct on that. And dope to hear Cameron on here, of course. When you're talking about 98, Cameron's one of the guys who comes up as well with Confessions
Yes.
of Fire. He was making noise back then. And yeah, obviously you got Kiss from Styles and the Locks,
Woof.
Money, Power, Respect era. I think they would get better going into the 2000s for sure, but they were still dope at this period. I like their chemistry going back and forth, and Kiss always just had that voice. I mean, once you hear him, you're just like, he's dope. I love, just love his style, and you got N.O.R.E. coming in at the end, just sort of setting the record straight, and he closes off the song really really well. So yeah, I mean, I love posse cuts. They can work really well as an album closer, but they can also work really well as an opener. And yeah, Banned from TV is a great example of that for sure.
Dope video too. It's I haven't seen it in fucking ages, but yeah, it's just dope. Ill shit. Banned from TV, excellent. That Holds the Throne is one of the greatest fucking posse cuts in my eyes. So yeah, man, Swiss Beats killed it. Then we get I Love My Life, featuring Carl Thomas, produced by Easy LP. I absolutely love this song. N.O.R.E. reflecting on his past, selling drugs, running the streets. Absolutely love this song so much. I used to rock the Bo Jacksons, the orange and blue. I love that shit, man. Now I wear Cartier glasses, Oh, it's so fucking good. N.O.R.E. was fantastic on this track. He's good at those emotional retrospective tracks. And Carl Thomas did his thing on here as well. I love Carl Thomas from Bad Boy. Kill the Chorus. Love this joint so much. I love my life. Soldier
Oh
of
yeah.
my life. Oh, it's so fucking good. And it's good, like the track list and the sequencing is amazing on this album as well. And that fits great after Back from TV. Give you a rest after all those bars. But yeah, incredible song. Love it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. I love the kind of eeriness to the beat as well. As you mentioned, Easy LP, who did some of the beats on War Report as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can kind of hear it on War Report. Like, there's definitely like a continuity there between the two albums with this beat for sure. Love that kind of eeriness, coldness to the beat, and yeah, I mean, again, like you said, Noreaga sort of showing off, his storytelling, but at the same time, it's personal. It's a retrospective look at sort of his upbringing and things like that, and yeah, it's just you feel kind of his emotion, like you said. I agree. This is a really good way to kind of follow up, Banned from TV, which is this kind of big, epic, kind of explosive kind of posse cut. And you're sort of transitioned into a different side already to Noreaga. This is a little bit slower kind of song. And yeah, it works really, really well. Talking about, his upbringing, like I said, and sort of learning, that, basically how to survive. How he survived back then was to, learn about the crack game rather than the rap game. He didn't know about rap. He says that in the song, and yeah, I mean, it's a dope song for sure. And that hook is catchy as hell from Carl Thomas. That gets
Yeah.
stuck in your head for sure. Yeah, dope song for sure, and a great way to follow up Banned from TV.
There was a time where me and my granddad was out all night just shopping and stuff like that. We came back to the spot and niggas were like blasting it out the whip, just chilling outside. And that song was playing. It's a vivid memory in my head. It's just, Wonderful
And that's
time.
one of those songs that I think a lot of people can appreciate. It's not too like aggressive in your face. Like that's a song you
Yeah,
can play in public, and I think a lot of people can vibe to it for sure.
it's amazing and it's underrated. Love that
Definitely,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Now we get my favorite song on the album. Fucking song, man. N.O.R.E. N-O.R.E. The title track. Oh my god, absolute banger. Like I said at the top of the show, N.O.R.E. stands for niggas on the run. And says it in the chorus and shit. He fucking bodied this shit. Blow holes that'll rip through your bird chest. Like I said, 97, 2000 N.O.R.E. is one of my favorite rappers of all time. And he owned this track. Track masters killed it. They're so hated on. I don't know why. They're incredible in my eyes, but absolute banger. N.O.R.E. is so sick, bro. It's fucking dope. My favorite song on the album. Dope video. Insanely good. That beat, bro, is fucking banging. Ugh,
Dun,
disgusting.
dun, 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 yeah.
Yes. Love N.O.R.E., my nigga. Stupid fire.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, this is just Noriega like at his best, just like talking that shit,
Yeah, brother.
I love when he says, it's like it's not like the most like amazing like bars or whatever, but it's his delivery and his voice. Like I think Noriega's voice in that time period, one of the illest,
Absolutely.
Um, when he says, still shooting decent, throwing grenades at the precinct. I love
Yeah, his
that.
delivery is crazy, bro.
Definitely, yeah. And that line for G said, gradually I casually grab the two techs, blow holes, so rip through your bird chest. Love that,
Oh,
Um, and like you said, the beat as well from Trackmasters, I don't get the hit either. Obviously, the stuff that they did for Nas and it was written.
oh God.
They obviously they work with like Big Daddy Kane and stuff like that back in the day. I don't get the hit at all.
I don't know. It's fucking
Because
stupid.
this song, it has definitely like a single quality to it, but at the same time, it's gully. It's still street. It's still aggressive. It still has like, yeah. I don't listen to that song at all and think, oh yeah, that's a commercial cut. Like,
It's
no, not at
not.
all.
Hood shit.
This is the song where he says, shoot for myself I squeeze. I always hated the cops. Yell, fuck them pigs. That's like it's not.
Yeah.
He's going off on this track. And. At the end, he even gives props, says track masters, tone poke, what, he gives love.
What?
So, yeah, I think it's a, classic single and definitely a highlight on the album. It's one of those like songs you can just listen to and just like bob your head to. It's a banger.
Oh, it's fucking disgusting, bro. I love it so much. Favorite joint on the album.
Yeah, and he says a line that sort of leads into one of the songs we're going to talk about very shortly. So, he says that getting head in the whip without crashing it.
Oh yeah.
He elaborates on that later.
And he's that Donnie and Lefty Talk from Donnie Brasco, one of my favorite movies of all time. So
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
from around
love
that time
it.
period too. Yeah.
Yeah, 97. Yeah, I watched that like 2 months ago. Classic. So we get head interlude, instant skip. It's fucking whack. Pointless skit. Some dude getting head in from a bitch. He's like, say my name or some weirdo shit. But yeah, I skip that shit all the time, bro. It's terrible.
It's awful. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible. It's in a similar level to like the Big Puns skit. That was
Oh yeah.
horrible. Obviously the Biggie one's horrible. The
Oh, it's
Dr.
fucking
Dre
terrible.
pause reporting out. Like add this to the list. It's fucking terrible.
I hate him. I always hate skits like that. I don't want to hear you fucking on track or getting your now polished. Now I'm good.
Yeah, and
Whack.
it's probably not even real anyway. It's just acting. It's
Yeah,
like,
just
yeah, what's
noise
the
and shit.
point?
Terrible.
It's terrible.
Right? Now we got Head featuring Nature, which I worship because that's my favorite shit too, getting some dome. So this joint is banging, like got that nighttime cruising feel to it. To the production from again track masters who are so ill, in my personal opinion. Um he talks about getting head while driving and not crashing the whip. I love that chorus. Doggy style was my favorite position until I switched shit. Dad shit. Got on some head shit. The ultimate getting some top anthem right here, man. Just incredible, bro. Like back in the day, me and my nigga Hector had a motto, used to say, like N.O.R.E. says, we had to get head and fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's getting that top. Why should we work? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I love that shit. Head is an anthem, bruh. Nature on the course, fire.
Yeah, no, I agree. For me, it's the beat that's kind of the highlight of the song. Like you said, I think it definitely has that kind of nighttime kind of feel. And again, this is Trackmasters, another dope beat from them. Like people say for their commercial and stuff. It's like, no, this kind of has like a kind of eeriness to it, and like this to me reminds me of stuff that you would have heard on the War Report beat wise. You know what I mean? It has that kind of feel to it, and yeah, I mean the topic of the song obviously pretty pretty explicit, pretty in your face, but they do it well. It's sort of hit and miss with sex tracks. They're either super cringe or they're dope, and this one's pretty dope. So yeah,
Yep.
no, I dig it definitely.
Yeah, sex tracks. So you know how I feel about them. But
Yeah, it
head,
goes either way with those, for sure.
yeah, but head that shit though. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Hmm.
Love that shit. Next we get It's Not a Game featuring Mussolini and Maze. I love this beat. Dope ass beat by SPK. Um, Mussolini and Maze was signed a thugged out entertainment label. N.O.R.E talking about loyalty and being able to trust niggas and getting paper. Mussolini and Maze was just whatever to me. They always were. They're like the N.O.R.E's weed carriers or whatever. But I think Maze, the nigga Maze did his best on sometimes, on the Belly soundtrack and off Melvin Flint. A cock and pock doing in the air for my niggas not here. He killed that. Yeah, I'll give him that. But I don't like these niggas that much. But dope ass song. I fucks with this song for real. It ain't like a super fucking cut for me, but it's dope for sure. Like the beats the savior. For me.
Yeah,
My
no,
personal opinion.
yeah, no, I agree with you. It's not like an amazing track on the album, but I still think it's dope. That beat is super hard from SBK. The again, it's another kind of dark beat on the album. Love this kind of somber piano in the background. Really sets the scene. And I thought Mussolini's verse was pretty decent. He opens it up pretty nicely. Where he says, "I pledge allegiance to money, weed, jewels, hoes, and big guns. While you dealing in crumbs and stacking funds, squeezing the ones so jealous sons have them speaking in tongues." He's splitting on there. It's pretty good. Not amazing, but pretty dope. And then Noreaga comes in on the second verse, and once he comes in, he it's one of those ones. It was similar when we did Return the Boom Back, and I can't remember who it was, but there was some other guy rapping, and we were like, "Oh, when KRS comes in, it's like, no, this is the star of the song."
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing with Noreaga, because again, like I said earlier, Noreaga has that amazing voice. I think both Mussolini and Maze, their voices are kind of weak in my opinion. I
Yeah.
thought their bars were okay, but I thought their voices just aren't that amazing. That's kind of my takeaway. But yeah, when Noriega comes in, you're like, yeah, this is this is the guy. And he even says, at the start of his verse, he says, "Now that's the shit that I'm talking about." And that's exactly what the listener's probably going to be thinking as well when he comes. But yeah, no, definitely, I think it's a pretty dope song, but it's not like an ultimate favorite. It would be better if it was just a pure Nori track, probably.
Yeah, like Maze and Mussolini are those niggas that they smoke weed with them and they be rapping on the corner. You just sign them. I don't know. That's what it is to me. Kind of
Yeah.
like Malachi Nutcracker was gonna get some jail time, but Primo saved him and had him rap, something like that. That's
Yeah.
what they feel like to me anyway. But yeah,
Capone, Noriega, Hall and Nash, and Mussolini is like, what's his face? PJ Polacco, what's his name?
just incredible.
Aldo Montoya, yeah.
All the Montoya, that era, 9-5, and Mussolini's definitely probably Barry Harwood or something. Yeah, they're not kicking for me, bro. Never was. And Ray said that Ray used to be like, "Them niggas trash." Bro.
Did they ever have an album or anything?
They were
No.
supposed to. If you look in the booklets to like Melvin Flint and this, I believe it shows
Yeah.
it, but never came out, bro. E Money Bags is way better than them. He was a real street nigga that died. He got shot. Supreme, Kenneth McGriff got him killed. But E Money Bags was one of the N.O.R.E. affiliates as well. He was nicer than both them niggas. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that track. So we get to Fiesta. Featuring Kid Capri, Trackmasters, We get kind of like a Latin production on this track, and
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, I never really cared for this joint at all. Like that's just me. No, you're just talking about dogging chicks out. Instant skip for me. Don't like the song at all. That's just me.
Yeah,
Don't like it.
I respect that. It's not. It's not one of my favorites. It's not trash though. It's okay. I think the beat from Trackmaster is pretty good. I
Yeah,
rocks
that's
with
the
that.
best thing about it.
Yeah.
I think Pun would have annihilated that. It fits Pun too, in my opinion.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's no We Came Up, is it? Like You
Oh,
Came Up. It's like it's not. It's not on that level. No. Yeah. No. It's decent enough track. It's not super horrible in my opinion. I guess Kid Capri. Not a big fan of when he's on a track. He doesn't really add anything
I don't
to it.
like Kid Free that much at all. I respect
No.
him, but I'm not a big fan of the nigga.
No, like having him on tracks, like hyping the stuff out was like, nah, not
Hey,
really feeling
come on, let me go. Yeah,
that.
come on. All right,
And
well,
he was on Return of the Boom Bap as well. That might be who I was talking about earlier. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a decent song. It's not anything crazy. To me, this is one of the more commercial sounding songs, actually. But it's not a single, but it definitely
yeah,
has that kind of vibe. Yeah, I don't know. It's not an ultimate favorite for me. And like substance wise, there's not a lot there either. Not a big fan.
yeah. Likewise, bro. Now we get something I'm a fan of. Fuck, man. 40 Island, featuring Coogee Rap and Mussolini. I would almost call this like a remake to the Coogee Rap and DJ Polo classic Rikers Island.
Yep,
Love this track.
definitely.
Yeah, brother. Love this track. Like Noreaga talking about the infamous Rikers Island and niggas robbing you for your commissary once you get locked up. Mussolini does decent on here. Of course, Coogee Rap just straight bodies his verse. Punching holes all in your abdomen. Just fucking dude's a fucking animal, bro. This is Roots of Evil, Coogee Rap era and shit. And For the Island's banging. Shit's ill. Like with Nori's verse, you could picture niggas getting locked up, you know what I'm saying? Getting your commissary in and niggas just cornering you and hitting you with a shank and taking your shit type shit. But For the Island, hard. Love this song. Dope joint.
Yeah, definitely. I very much view this as like a kind of like a sequel to Rikers Island from Wanted Dead or Alive. For that song is actually even older than that. Like that was an old song when it was on Wanted Dead or Alive. I think that's from
Yeah.
like '86 or something. Yeah.
That's a full
Uh,
road to the riches type shit.
Yeah, definitely. That was very early on, and I think Marley Marl probably did the original, right? Because I know he did this as well. He did 40 Islands.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot to mention the producer. Yeah, Molly
Yeah,
Mall.
no worries. Yeah, so I'd imagine he probably did the original as well. And yeah, I like the darkness to this track. You got the classic Rackers, and then you got that added in. Iraq
Yeah,
Island. It's just
that's
super
hard.
ill. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I think everyone does their thing on here, but obviously when Cool G Rap comes in, he's like Big Pun. He's always on another level, isn't he? He's always so
Oh yeah,
gully. Holy blaze galore tricks or your fucking jaw to your draw. See you when I close your paw, like how you claws, how I lost when I'm taking yours. Like how he's able to rhyme all that together. He's just like, yeah, him and Pun are just you listen to them rap and you're like, how are they able to do that? And they do it so effortlessly. It's just insane. And G-Rap, he's one of those guys. He's often so violent as well. He says that he has that line where he's like, punching holes up under your abdomen and all that. It's just like, yeah, it's just he's on another level for sure. But no, Mussolini, he was decent on this track. Not too bad. And then Noreaga, he opened it up pretty well as well. So yeah, like you said, it's like a dope kind of sequel or like a remake of Rikers Island from the '80s, and yeah, I like it. It's a dope track for sure.
fuck yeah, that's my joint. Then we get The Way We Live, featuring the legendary Chico DeBarge, produced by another legend, LAS Queens. Oh man, Nori's showing love to women on here. One of the positive tracks on the album. Nori pays the proper homage to the real woman out there. You know, holding shit down, holding their nigga down, and is faithful and shit like that. Not the grimy shitty bitches, but definitely one of the, for the good woman out there. Light track on the album, I fucks with it. I love that bop bop the bop, jiggle the bars. That
Oh
smooth
yeah.
shit. Yeah, I
Hmm.
fucks with this. The way we live. Dope cut for me.
Yeah, definitely. I think this has single potential. Personally,
I was
I could have
thinking
seen
that,
it.
my brother.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was listening to this and thinking, damn, the song's so smooth. The production on it from LES is just, yeah, it's like butter. And, having Chico DeBarge on there, it's a great fit. And, yeah, it's nice to hear, like a positive track on here for sure. You got 40 Island, which is pretty grimy and pretty dark and oppressive. And then, The Way We Live is like a nice sort of palate cleanser for sure. And yeah, nice to hear Noriega kind of talking on a more positive tip for sure. And again, he's kind of flexing his storytelling skills again. Something that he doesn't really get credit for on this track for sure. And yeah, I think it's a dope track, and it's one of those things. Sometimes when MCs try to do a lighter track, sometimes it doesn't really work. Like we did the Daz album. Remember, there was that one song that was kind of weak on that, and we were like, "Ooh, that's not
Yeah,
this doesn't really work for Daz," But for Noriega, he pulls it off great on here, and yeah, it's a dope song and definitely had potential for a single, in my opinion. The Way We Live, I like it.
yeah, I
No
fucks with
pun intended, the barge. Ooh, I like it. No pun intended. Sorry.
it. Shout out to Chico the Barge, is the Barge brothers and whatnot.
Yep.
Yeah, hey my nigga, that's a good track. Then we get Animal Thug interlude, Wax Skit. I don't like this. Some Middle Eastern dude chopping it up with N.O.R.E.'s crew. Maybe I got a chuckle when I was a kid, but yeah, skip.
Yeah, it's
That's my
work.
opinion. Yeah. Perfect review, my guy.
Yeah.
Terrible. Like, what's not terrible is the change.
Oh yeah.
This beat is absolutely nuts. It's produced by Kirk Gowdy. Did they say the dude's name? I never heard of this cat.
Nope. Nearby.
But he caught a body on that shit. Uh, Fucking banger. Like, N.O.R.E. killed this joint as well. Just talking that grimy street shit. Just because you bust your gat don't mean you're keeping it real. Love this joint. This is famously known for 50 Cent during the Power the Dollar era. There was on video rapping to this, just killing it. And yeah, the change, crack. Love this song.
Yeah, I love the sound too. One of my favorites on the album. That beat is insane. Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
like you, that Kurt Gowdy guy. Don't know who he is, but to me, this song sounds like something that could have been on the War Report easily. It has,
Absolutely.
yeah, hard as hell, and yeah, that doom 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 doom, like it's just
Oh,
banging, absolutely. And yeah, it's just Noriega again flexes on this track. He sounds so good over a hard production like this. And yeah, I this is one of my favorite tracks in the album for sure. Yeah, I mean, not much more to say about it apart from that. It's just another great track. I like the part where he shouts out, he gives a mention to Digital Underground. He's like, "I'm like Digital Underground, do what you like."
do
I
what you
like
like. Yeah.
that. But yeah, it's just a great song. Again, it's like Noriega in his prime on this track over, I think, the best beat on the album.
I agree.
Yeah, the
It is the
change is
best beat on
crazy.
the album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Doobie with his production facts, like always.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Gowdy used to work with the track masters. He's helped on the Firm album.
That makes sense, Yep.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, brother. That shit crazy.
It's really good, yeah.
uh, Now we get Super Thug. Oh my god. Big single. Ultimate banger, dog. Like a big hit. It was always dope hearing this on the radio back in the day and seeing the video. The Neptunes produced it. They did their thing on this shit. I love the chick's voice on the chorus. That what when it fades out after Nori saying it. Oh my,
Superstar.
that
Yeah.
shit, yeah. This joint just brings me back to a gang of fantastic memories, man. Super dope memories for me. Definitely one of the soundtracks to my life. You know what I'm saying? Um, I love this song. Like Nori killed it, man. So fucking good. I love when N.O.R.E said his pops told him every thug nigga is a gentleman. You know, I love that line right there. Excellent song. Top 5 song for me. I don't get tired of Super Thug ever, nigga. This is my joint. Love it. Straight banger.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic song, fantastic single. Obviously got to mention the Neptunes. They did the production on here, and this was one of their first like big hits,
Yep.
And as soon as it starts that
Oh yeah.
it's so immediately catchy and memorable. And obviously going forward, like the Neptunes would become like arguably the biggest producers like in the 2000s. Like they're up there, like along with like Timbaland, and obviously you got people like Dre and stuff like that as well. But like the Neptunes were everywhere in the 2000s.
Yeah.
If you wanted to hit single, that's what you called. The Neptunes were insane. And with Super Thug, honestly, you could have released that in like 2005 and it still would have been fresh. Like that's how like that Neptune's production. It was this song sounds ahead of its time for sure. And I'm generally not a huge fan of the Neptunes. I like
Neither
the
am I,
stuff
to
that
be
they
honest.
did with the clips. I thought they
Yeah.
did good stuff on there. That Chinese New Year off the second album, ooh, love
Oh my
that.
god. Son.
Yeah.
Like a fly, fly. Oh.
Yeah, oh, that sounds crazy. But yeah, like generally, like they have their moments for sure, the Neptunes, but I'm not a huge fan overall. But this is, fantastic. I love the beat on here. And again, Noreaga just sounds so good on this track. I love how he opens it up. We light a candle, run laps around the
The
English
English
Channel.
Channel. Had a cocker spaniel, which means it's done. Because he said they were calling like their guns dogs back then to like warn off the cops or whatever.
Yeah,
Fire.
yeah. And I like where he says, we go into places where my sound scan ain't tough, basically saying, going worldwide, getting, spreading the message, and getting himself out there. That stuff. It just has this like you can just tell that on this track he's like on top of the world, and it sounds like it. It just sounds like this kind of like crazy song from like the future. It does,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fantastic track, fantastic single, and yeah, pretty important as far as like an important stepping stone for some of the biggest producers in hip hop ever. So yeah, really dope song.
It's an absolute classic. It's a milestone in my personal opinion, in my life as well. It's just it's a time frame. It's still not a player type shit. Like that time frame shit. DMX
Hmm.
when he first came out, it's like that kind of fucking feel. I love Super Thug so much. Doobie says, love that Dark Neptune sound and Hell Hath No Fury and Lord Willing. Absolutely, man. One day I want to review that with old Vlog Crack. That album.
Yeah, yeah,
Oof. Disgustingly dope. All right. Now we get the story featuring Maze. Incredible beat. Like N.O.R.E tells a story of some niggas that try to shoot at him at 4 a.m. and shit. And N.O.R.E got the drop on Windows Lose for at from Big Pun and Fat Joe. Love how he talked that shit up. They end up rolling up to dude's place. They sliced up dude Ricky from his neck to his balls. End up getting into a chase with the cops. They get away. Could have been, I'll be honest, it could have been executed a little better towards the end because Noah just starts rambling about shit when he's rapping. He didn't like keep the story afloat. But gotta love Nas talking shit at the end. You know what I'm saying? My nigga Ezra
yes.
came at the end talking that shit. But yeah, the story's definitely fucking fire. That beat's crazy too. Produced by LES again. So yeah, fire, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree. For me, this beat is like my second favorite after the change.
Oh, I'm not mad at that, my nigga.
Yeah, love the bass on here, just booming stuff on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, LES did their thing on there, and like you said, really dope track from Noriega. I like the storytelling throughout. Yeah, I agree. It sort of tails off towards the end a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's still a dope track because I'm able to overlook that because the beat is just so banging. And yeah,
Disgusting.
no, it's definitely another highlight on the album for me. And again, I appreciate hearing Noriega's sort of storytelling skills when he does flex them. He is good at it.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, brother. Now, whew, ultimate favorite for me, Mathematics Esta Loca, produced by DJ Clue. Clue on the boards.
Hmm.
Absolutely love this track. Oh, it's so fucking dope to me, man. Love the feel. Half Puerto Rock. What? Puerto Rican, my pops. My mom's black. Some people call me a mug. I love that. Should have been a single. Got those dope summer vibes. Very underrated banger. I love this song so much, man. For some reason. Oh, what it is. It's so fire to me, man. It's a time capsule in my life, and we used to bump the fuck out that, man. Down, 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 down. Oh man, I love mathematics. Esta loca, loca, dame chocha. Oh man, fucking fire, my nigga. Love mathematics.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Another banging song on the album. That beat is like a head knocker right
Oh,
there
it's
for
fucking
sure.
ill.
Yeah, and I didn't think of it, but this definitely has single potential on it too, for
It
sure.
does.
It reminds me of some of the stuff with like the beat nuts we're doing. Kind
That's oh my god, my nigga. That's a great comparison. Yeah, this is so crazy vibes. Like, ah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I love this song. I think it's awesome. Really, really good. Yeah, it's one of those songs, like I said, you just put on and just have so much fun listening to it. And I like again Noriega kind of talking about kind of his background and sort of explaining that he's half, Puerto Rican, with his pops, and that his mom's black, and
Yeah.
just kind of talking about that, and talking about the kind of travel situation and stuff like that. And yeah, no, it's really, really good song. Just love the production on here, and yeah, and he said towards the end of the song, he sort of says, um, he's playing volleyball instead of playing with a pistol. I thought that was a
Playing
tough line.
volleyball instead of playing with a pistol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. That's fire. Just sort of basically saying, he's not in the street shit anymore. He's able to do music and he's able to get through that. So yeah, I love this song. It's one of my favorites.
Happy you like that song because that just brings me back. I cannot play that without this big smile on my face,
Yeah, definitely.
I adore it. So fucking good. Then we get the assignment. Featuring Busta Rhymes, Spliff Star, and Maze. Nori set it off lovely. And then, of course, Busta caught a body on here. Pussy nigga, I flip you to the max on you, nigga. Pose the violent threat, immediately black out on you, nigga. Like, oh, Busta killed that shit. And Flip Star, mostly known for being a hype man, he killed that shit. He just 1-2 on there. Definitely a dope joint, man. Like Busted stole the show for me, you know. That pushing nigga I flip to the max on you, nigga.
Yeah.
And I love like station level event era bust and yeah, incredible song. I love it. The beat's crazy too on here. That sample, my nigga. I don't know what the
Hmm.
fuck that is. That shit's crazy. So yeah, the assignment nuts. Nasheem Marek did that. He's a dope producer as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, fucking crack.
Yeah, no, definitely a dope song for sure. Yeah, Busta Rhymes has a crazy verse on here. I love what he says. Paranoid flip and make the heartbeat flutter. Use a sucker, lace you up with my box cutter.
Whoa,
Like, oh yeah,
muscle
crazy
buff.
horse. Yeah, definitely. Um, I think if we could have done without Miz, I don't think
Yeah, those
Miz.
dudes are whack, bro. I'm sorry.
Like this is definitely like N.O.R.E's, and I don't mind Spliff Star. You
Neither do
keep him
I.
on there. Keep him on there. But I don't think we needed the Miz verse. But yeah, focus more on like Busta Rhymes and Noriega. I think yeah, it's very much their track, and yeah, it's a dope track. That production is so fly. It's definitely like one of the flyer beats on the album for sure. And again, it's like another kind of dope posse cut. It's not quite the end of the album, but it's close enough. It's almook. They're kind of bookending it, you know, opening with a strong posse cut, and you're almost ending it with a strong posse cut as well. No, it's yeah, definitely a dope track for sure. But Busta Rhymes steals the show on that.
Hey, yo, Vaughn, I'm gonna rewrite history a little bit. Like, I'm gonna take Maze out, right? Right?
Just Pro Tools, just to later. Yeah.
And I was thinking, I could hear First Family for Life, Billy and Fame on here. They
Oh my
back and
goodness,
forth,
yes.
nigga. I can picture that, bro. Like after Busta does his thing, after Split does his thing, have Billy and fucking Fame come on that joint, bro.
Yeah, coming through with
Yeah.
that fire.
You can hear it now, you know.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, fucking ill. Cause I could hear the voices with that sample. That's what made me think of M.O.P. My nigga.
And obviously, like, you know, with Busta Rhymes, he's so like hype and energetic, you know,
Yeah,
and who else are you gonna get, you know, but like MOP are like the perfect combination for that for sure. Yeah, definitely. I can see that.
yep. Myrick did do fucking TONY, nigga. Yo, all right. Now we get, in my opinion, should be the last song on the album. Incredible. Me and my nigga can rap this whole shit. Body in the Trunk featuring Nas. Oh my goodness, this is fucking heat. The legendary, amazing Dame Grease. I'm a diehard Dame Grease fan. All the DMX shit he did, all the Max B shit he did. I'm a big Max B fan. Yeah, Dame Grease is that guy. So yeah, man, N.O.R.E. and Nas going back and forth, just killing it. You know, talking about some nigga that N.O.R.E. done body threw him in the trunk. Yeah, hey, yo, I fucked him, son, because he was on some stupid shit, thinking he the real when he just a duplicate. I love that. Then N.O.R.E.'s like saying that he hate our clique, hate our shit, hate the From album and the CNN clique. Oh my god, my guy, so fucking dope. I love when Nas says, "How bad you hit him? How bad you hit him, God? Is he ghosting shit?" It's so ill. He's like saying, "Yo, son, is he dead, son?" You know? Oh, I
Yeah.
love that. Is he ghosting shit? I love that. Like now, asking N.O.R.E. is homie dead. You know, Nas thought N.O.R.E. was on some like bugging out shit for bodying dude, but then Nas said, "Fuck it," you know, like a real nigga would. The storytelling on this track is out of this fucking world. A perfect album closer. Should have been the album closer. It is like a necessary thing on here. We'll get to that later, but yeah, Body in the Trunk is fucking lush, incredible. You know, my favorite rapper of all time with N.O.R.E. So yeah, disgusting, dope.
Yeah, definitely. I love the kind of darkness of it as well, and how it kind of escalates. Like it's, you know, it's a pretty dark situation, but then you know, towards the end, you know, you hear, you know, chop the body up. You know, like, it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's just crazy dope song.
Oh
I
shit.
love the chemistry between Noriega and Nas. You know, they sound so great together on here. Love the kind of eeriness. You know, the Dame Grace. You know, obviously in this era, you know, did you know, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, you know, DMX stuff right there. And yeah, just love the kind of you know, definitely the beat sets the scene. And yeah, I just love the storytelling from both of them. They sound great on this track. You know, I love when they said you know, but it's a body in the trunk, son. It's getting scary. What if the police pull us over and smell that corpse? You know, yo, extend it, go in the trunk and light an incense. You know, just all the little kind of back and forth that they have over this situation is just so dope. And yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic song. I agree with you. Should have been the last track on the album for sure. But yeah, I think it's a phenomenal song. And yeah, I mean, how can you go wrong? Noriega and Nas at the, you know, the peak of their careers on a track, can't go wrong with that.
Absolutely not.
On some like gully shit as well, you know.
Oh, it's amazing. Sorry about that, my nigga.
Yeah, of them.
But yeah, oh god, incredible song. Stupid good. Body in the Trunk. Like it takes it, like I said at the beginning of the show and backstage, vibe. Like me and my nigga Ray would rap that back and forth, like driving around. You know, it brings back like incredible memories. You know.
This ain't no game, God. Dump his body in the train yard.
Oh
Yeah.
man, so good, so good. One of Unk's favorites too. He loves Body in the Trunk, bro.
Oh yeah.
Fucking nasty. All right, then we get Unnecessary skit, One Love, N.O.R.E talking to Capone from the pen. Long as fuck, 5 minutes of that shit. Like it should have
Yeah.
been tied the body in the trunk at the end, like a hidden track, like a different genre. But like on Slipknot's album, they have the first album, they have a song called Eo. It's at the end,
Mhm.
tail end, like a hidden track. Should have been like that, in my personal opinion. But yeah, I don't fuck with it. Just skip it.
Yeah, no, it's just far too long. I get what he's doing. I appreciate that he's, showing love to Capone. Obviously
Yeah,
Capone's locked up and he's saying, look, at the start of the album, he mentions him and, there are references to Capone throughout the album as well. And I appreciate that, he's putting that on there as like the show, like, even though Noriega's on his own, he's still got love for Capone and, once they get back together, it's going to be amazing. And you hear Capone saying, you got this. You know what I mean? Like encouraging Noriega and stuff. It's dope. You
yeah,
know what I mean? It's definitely dope. But do I need to hear it on the album? No, not really. And it goes on for far too long. It could have been a minute, I think. Or something. You know what I mean? Something much shorter. Um, it might be interesting to listen to once, just out of curiosity. But it's not something you're going to ever listen to again.
yeah. I agree. I agree with your sentiment for sure. Like that's his man's. Bigging up your man's. But fuck, man, 5 minutes, one nigga, come on. Uh,
At least it's at the end. I guess
yeah,
that's the only thing. Yeah.
the album ends for Body in the Trunk for me. And then we get the outro, which is same beat as an intro, and N.O.R.E just saying he wanted everybody to feel this album. You know what I'm saying? He did it for the streets and shit like that. So gotta appreciate that. But yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely. It's nothing wrong with the outro. It's fine. It does what
Yeah,
it does. But yeah, I mean, Body in the Trunk would have been an awesome closer, or the assignment. I think that could have worked as a closer too, because
yeah,
obviously you got that Buster verse and just it's kind of a little bit more hype, a little bit more fly as well production wise. But Body in the Trunk would have worked too for sure.
hell yeah. Do you have it? Noreaga N.O.R.E. Niggas on the run eating. Turns 25 years old this year, 1998. Stellar album, in my opinion. Like to do every episode of Speak Your Club podcast, we give our top 3 songs in the classic Sauce Mike rating. So for me, up until this point, I didn't even know my top 3 songs. It's hard, man, but I would go with N.O.R.E. N.O.R.E. for sure.
Hmm.
Like I said, my first song on the album. Then I gotta go with Body in the Trunk featuring Nas, and the last one, it's gotta be that Mathematics. That's that loca. I got to do that, and to me, I only thing I like, I got little discrepancies with like the outro and with talking to not the outro, but little skit talking to Pone and Fiesta. I'm not big on, but I still give this a 4.5 album, 4 mics and a half. I fucking love this album. It's tremendous to me personally. Love it. Never get sick of it. It's a gem. I love it almost just as much as the War Report. Me personally, I love this album. I seen a beautiful pressing on vinyl of this on Get On Down. It's like a blue and white swirl on the vinyl. Might cop
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah, because it's I absolutely adore this record. So yeah, man. N.O.R.E. Noriega. It's my final thoughts.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, it's a great debut album. It shows that, obviously he could work as a solo artist, and I think even when you listen to the War Report, you could hear the potential in Noriega. You're like, whoa, he has a dope voice and he has a great sort of cadence in the way he commands the mic and everything like that. Like he had all the tools to do it. But it's one thing saying all that and actually being able to do it. But a year later, 98, he did it. He drops an awesome debut album. The production on here, the production credits are very varied. You got a couple of tracks from LES and you got Trackmasters, I think, who did 3 tracks, but everyone else, I think, it's like a one and done. So you got a great mixture of producers, but at the same time, I think the album sounds very cohesive. I think I even said, some of the beats on here remind me of stuff that would have been on the War Report, and I think production wise, it's a great. Most of the album, in my opinion, sounds pretty hard, but obviously you got a couple of tracks here and there that's a little bit smoother, like the way we live, for example. That's obviously a bit
Yeah,
of a smoother track, and I love my life. Track 3. But everything else, it's a good mixture of like, hard stuff and like, street kind of beats, and then some of the slightly more darker stuff too. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a really, really, really good album. I think Noriega, he did his thing on here. He sounds great, and he has that cadence and that flow. Like he's able to take rhymes that for a lot of other MCs they might consider simple, but he's able to elevate them because of his style and his voice. And yeah, he just sounds great. And yeah, I think he's like you said, this album doesn't really get much shine. 98 was a huge year, there's no doubt about it. And
Yeah,
I guess he's just overshadowed by the likes of Jay-Z and DMX and so on and so forth. But yeah, um, I agree with you. 4.5. I think that's a good rating for it. There's nothing on here if it's truly horrendous, in my opinion, apart from obviously the head interlude. That's horrible. But I mean, song wise, there's nothing on here that I truly hate. I would say, yeah, I agree with you. Fiesta's not the best, and It's Not a Game, the track before it, maybe not my favorite either. But everything else is really dope. You got Banned from TV, which is a dope posse cut.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what a way to kick off the album. You got the title track, like he said, and yeah, I mean, the album is quite long, but it doesn't feel long, which I think is always a good sign. you know,
Yeah,
so yeah, it just flows really well, like really good sequencing all the way through. Yeah, my top three tracks are going to be. I have to have the change on there. That beat alone is
oh man,
bananas. Yeah, so good. And then that Mathematics, Esta Loca, love that incredible song.
my
And
guy.
I'm gonna have Super Thug on there. I
Oh
just it's
yeah,
so good, yeah. But obviously, like Body in the Trunk is amazing with Nas, and Banned from TV, of course, like I mentioned, is awesome too. Yeah, most of the album is really good, and yeah, if you guys haven't heard it for whatever reason, definitely check it out.
yeah, definitely check it out, man. To me, it's one of the best of 1998. Tremendous album. Unfortunately, he would never capture this album solo wise. This is like his only classic solo
Yeah,
wise.
I mean, to be honest, this is the only full album of his that I ever listened to. So yeah,
Melvin Flint is sad because there's some absolute heaters on Melvin Flint, but
and even
not.
he said he fucked up and made a half-assed album.
Yeah, I mean
He's on
half-fast
an
album.
Invincible, yeah.
My excuse says my pop just died. Yeah, yeah. Now CNN got two classics in my eyes. I fucking
The
worship them
reunion,
dudes.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
murder you, you,
and it's got that
and
bang, bang,
you.
bang, 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 bang on it,
Uh,
yeah,
and Fox Bull getting that fucking what's that bitch Kim Hard on that motherfucker, man.
yeah, yeah.
An Alchemist on that beat, my nigga. Let's
Yes,
go.
that like that beat, yeah, it's really kind of trippy, hypnotizing kind of beat, yeah,
Yeah.
dope.
You gonna thug this shit. That shit crazy good. And Be Easy with Esco on that motherfucker, bruh.
Hmm.
The Union is a fucking fantastic body of work. Not just all about the World Report, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I think, like I said earlier, like I think Noriega, the debut, the Nori album, I think it's a good like companion to the War Report. I think they go
Oh,
kind of nicely together.
absolutely.
Obviously, the Nori album's maybe a little bit cleaner sounding, a little bit brighter, but I think it's a good companion piece for sure.
There was a social media personality that I used to be really close with. He's still on my Instagram. We don't talk that much, but he's cool as fuck. Shout out to my nigga Bloodstained Lane, Puerto Rican dude from I think he's half Irish, half Puerto Rican from Queens. He's like in the MMA community and stuff. We used to talk all the time. He put me on Action Bronson. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, okay. Hmm.
years ago, when he told me, he said the World Port, like you said, and that's a good companion piece. He always said those albums go like peanut butter and jelly together. I said, yeah, they definitely do, bro. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, yeah. Steve knows who Bloodstained Lane is. He's a really cool cat. But
Dope.
yeah, N.O.R.E. Noreaga, 1998, man. I want to kill some time, so if you got in the chat, talk. If not, we'll get the fuck up off here. But yeah, man. Next week we start our journey down the No Limit month, all April. And first up, See Murder, Life or Death.
Nice.
Yeah, 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 man. Glad we did that. I had a blast on this episode, bro. This was
Yeah,
fun.
definitely. Yeah, and like you said, it's an album that I don't really see people talk about that much, really.
No, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Straight the fuck up. Real niggas know. Excellent album. So yeah, guess we out of here then. Noreaga N.O.R.E. 1998, motherfucker. 25 years. And I'm off this bitch. Peace, y'all.
Have a
Thank you.
good one.